This was really weird coming and talking in the camera again. I literally have not posted on Run of Rose, I think, in over a year. And I literally just disappeared. I just ghosted off the platform. Didn't even say bye. I just took my load and went. And I have been feeling over the last few months to return. I've been trying to ignore God's voice, like literally ignoring it and being disobedient. And you'll hear later on, but literally God came and found me where I was at and told me I need to come back. So that's the only reason I'm back. That's the truth. One of the reasons I stopped posting on the roads, even though I had a great time when I was doing it and it was fun and it was lovely, like speaking to you guys in the DMs and the comments, I just genuinely did enjoy it at the time. I feel like when I got to the point where now I'd put on the weight, and I was struggling to lose it again, I literally just felt like a fraud. I felt like, how can I come and talk about this topic to people when I'm not even living my raps? Like, I literally felt like I felt like I couldn't add value anymore. Like, I felt like, okay, cool, maybe this was just supposed to be a season, and maybe, like, you know, I'm just not supposed to be doing this. Maybe this wasn't like what I thought it was supposed to be. Don't get me wrong, I've seen loads of women that I follow and I admire, like, you know, put on weight, lose it again, and document that process and bring people on that journey. I think for me, one of my biggest issues, and this is something I've actually been trying to work on this year, is my pride and my ego. So I think for me, I literally just thought that can't be me. Like, once I lose the weight, that's me for life. Like, doesn't even make sense. I'm literally a woman, so like, that is not realistic. Like, you are going to fluctuate. I haven't even had kids yet. That's going to fluctuate too. But I think I'm just letting you know, like, my honest transparency here is the fact that at that time I just felt like, okay, I'm gonna just keep going at 100 miles per hour. I'm just gonna keep running. I'm gonna keep doing this. And then when things slow down, when I slow down both mentally and physically, and then I'm now trying to like play catch up, I'm trying to get back to where I used to be, I struggled. Like, the way I lost weight the first time, looking back in hindsight, it probably wasn't actually the healthiest way. Obviously we all know, you guys know, I've told you many times, it was a heartbreak that fueled it. I even hate giving that person that much props, you know. I really hate it. But anyways, it was heartbreak, and I don't know if it's because I'm not heartbroken now and I'm relatively happy. I don't know if that's why it's harder, but you know, I was 24 when I started Run of Rose. The work culture. I was 24 when I started Run of Rose. I'm now 28, going 29. So, you know, a lot of things have changed. My body's changed. Things that I used to do, things that I used to eat, just everything just changed, literally. And I just felt like, okay, I cannot come and be telling you guys, oh, do this, stay motivated, when I was struggling myself. I literally felt like I could not provide value to anyone. Like, how can I come and tell you guys, you know, don't worry about motivation, think about discipline, push yourself, you know, do what your future is going to thank you for, all of that positive stuff. And I am genuinely struggling. So I just felt like, do you know what, I'm off. And I literally thought I was done, by the way, like, I'm never coming back. And yeah, God works in mysterious ways. So this video is I guess to an extent it will, to an extent, I think it is a testimony, but to me, I'll be so honest, it doesn't feel like a completed testimony. Like, I haven't got through to the other side to know why I'm having to do this, if that makes sense. I know when people talk about obedience and talking about their relationship with God, you normally talk about what's happened, what you had to go through, and then like how you've come through the other side, and how now you look back retrospectively. Can my work phone actually just allow it? Sorry. How you come back retrospectively. When you look back retrospectively, sorry, you can see like why everything happened, how it happened. The truth is, I'm actually in the thick of it. I'm actually in that middle season. So I've heard what I've heard. I'm trying to do it now, hence this video, but I don't know why. And I think, yeah, I don't know if that's what I'm supposed to show you guys, that sometimes you just have to do it. And I'm just in the season of just being obedient, but it's like blind obedience. I don't know why. And honestly, if it was up to me, I would much rather privately go and lose the weight, then come back, show you guys what I did, and talk about it retrospectively, and tell you guys, oh yeah, these are the tips I did, and like, do you get what I mean? But I'm actually a student again. I'm actually starting from scratch. I don't know nothing. Things that I thought I knew is not banging, and that is just a whole humbling experience in itself. And it's something that is, like I said, ego and pride have been like two things I'm trying to work on this year, and I feel like this has just really like reminded me that, yeah, Rose, you don't know it all. You don't know it all, and you're not supposed to know it all. Like, you get what I mean? So, so basically, let me explain what happened, because, y'all, Life is funny. So in the summer, um, I ended. So I'm a mental health consultant. So I'm a mental health consultant. So in the summer, I ended one of my contracts with a client, and obviously I've ended a contract. So naturally, I'm like looking for my next client. I'm like being quite aggressive with it, the way I'm looking and the things I'm applying for and all the rest of it. So doing that, and as I'm doing this, I literally heard God told me to stop applying for these roles, stop emailing these people, like stop. But obviously, I'm thinking, skiing, like, how can I stop if like I'm supposed to be doing this, I'm supposed to be doing that. Like if I stop, then I'm not gonna get there. Like da da da. The truth is, I acted like I didn't hear it. So it wasn't even like I told God no. I acted like I didn't hear, which is very interesting. But I just acted like I didn't hear. Like I'm just thinking, okay. And then, so yeah, I act like I didn't hear God. Cool. That same summer, two of my friends randomly asked me when I was with them at different points, like separate situations, about running for roads. They're like, oh, like, why did you stop? And I was like, oh, I just put on weight, and I just felt like, oh, maybe it's not my thing. Like, let me just do something else. And yeah, so they're like, they didn't really challenge me on it, but they were like, oh. And like one of my friends who recently had a baby also said like how she used to use my waist trimmer, and like how she wanted to like promote it, but she's like, your business is closed. So I was like, yeah, like whatever that is. Like I just didn't care. Like I was just like, yeah, whatever. Cool. My mum called me and she's like, oh, like, I've come across one of those boxes at my packaging. Like, what do you need to do with them? And I said, oh, just leave them in the loft. Like, which is interesting because why didn't I just tell her to throw it away? But anyways, I told her to leave it in the loft. And then she was like, oh, I prayed over the boxes this morning and I prayed that, you're going to still be able to reach more women and you're going to get more customers and income will come. And she's just saying all that stuff. But obviously, my mum's a prayerful woman and my mum is just one of those people that she just believes in her children. So I'm just thinking it's like my mum just being a mum. So I'm not actually taking that as like confirmation of anything. I'm like, oh, thank you, mum. Literally got off the phone, continued sending my emails, like, and I'm moving aggressive with it. Cool. My church now does a prayer and fasting, like they have a prayer and fasting period for a week. I'm like to God, like, okay, cool, I need a breakthrough with my next contract, my next client, my career. Like I'm like, I need to do this, I need to do that, I want to go to the next level. I'm like praying and fasting, guys, by the way. And when I do my prayer and fasting, like it be hitting. Like I really hear from God. I really like see breakthroughs. I'm really like praying. Nothing has come by the end of the prayer and fasting, but I'm still like walking by faith, not by sight. But the figure, I am thinking that God is going to answer my prayers the way I want Him to answer my prayers and the way that I think my life is supposed to like operate. Cool. So now it's the week before I go to Ibiza, I get a call from a recruiter and they're like, oh yeah, we've got this client for you. Literally like groundbreaking client. This would have just changed my whole trajectory. The pay was insane. Like I was like, when you're, guys, don't understand. I thought I was making out the hood. I started looking at new places to live. Like this, God, I really thought this was the one. Like I don't understand. Even like when I told my sister, even she was like, oh my gosh, like the pay was actually insane. The client himself was they're just literally one of the biggest clients in the world right now. And I literally couldn't believe that they wanted me. So I'm like, oh my God, yes, the prayer and fasting work. We're gonna get it, da da da. So obviously I'm like doing all the things that they need to, and like basically providing that like a proposal and what it is I can do and da da da. Like they've sent me some tasks to do all that stuff to work with them. Getting all that sorted out, still speaking to God, but I'm also like I'm doing that whole like, I've got that even if faith, that Shadrach, Meshach and Abednego faith. Like even if, like I'm still gonna praise you. But you're saying even if it doesn't happen, I'm gonna praise you. But deep down I'm thinking it's gonna happen anyways. But I'm just saying this. That's the truth. Yeah. Being transparent here. Cool. A few days later, my supplier messages me, my runner for supplier. She's like, they've got like discounts on like packaging or whatever and stuff like that. And I just thought it was a sales call. I'm just thinking, obviously, she's still trying to like secure her bag through me. We had a good working relationship, so I'm not reading into this as anything. Everything I'm telling you guys, by the way, were literally like, there were not even things I pondered on until I get to the final bit, and then I look back and I was like, oh. Anyways, so obviously my suppliers messaged me. I'll just be like, yeah. I'm not running my business right now, but thank you anyways. I haven't got my platform anymore. She was just asking me how I'm doing. Like, we just having a conversation. But I was just thinking, no, she's just been a really good customer service manager, really. I just thought she's been a good worker, like just being kind, you know? Cool. So the day I go before I beef, I'm literally so confident that I'm getting this role. Like, I am insanely confident. I'm like, guys, I don't understand. I have literally started to design a new life for myself because I know that my life is going to change. Get the phone call that I didn't get the contract. Like, it fell through. I literally hysterically cried. And the thing is, this is not the first time I've been declined a contract, do you know what I mean? Like, this is not the first time. But I think because I was just tired, because like I said, all summer this has been like my focus, and it's now middle of September, so I'm just tired. So I'm literally crying to God. I'm praising God because I said I was going to praise him either way. Still praising, but I'm literally crying and praising him at the same time. Cool. I'm now like, you know what, I'm going to beef. I haven't actually got the time. But at the same time, I haven't really allowed myself to really sit there and just process everything I've just told you. I'm literally just like, you know what, I'm going to beef. I'm going to go have a good time. Just drink my sorrows away. I don't actually have the time to deal with this. And also, I'll be very real, I was very, very annoyed with God. That is the truth. I was very annoyed. I feel like people don't talk about being annoyed with God, and I feel like even when I was annoyed, I felt bad for being annoyed. But the truth is that I was annoyed. I felt like, how can I pray and fast? I did this. You know, you're trying to like, you feel like you should get something based off merit. Like, I feel like I'm being this, I'm doing that. Like, why did I not get this? Like, this, you know that I need it. Like, you know, you're just like, bro, just allow me. Like, I'm even thinking, God, you couldn't even just let me do it for 3 months. Just run up the check for 3 months and get that experience. Like, I'm literally trying to negotiate, and I'm like, you know what? Alright, cool. I'm literally just throwing my toys at the time. I'm livid, basically. But anyways, I'm going on holiday the next day, so I haven't got time. I just need to go have a good time with my girls. First day I get there, one of the first clubs we get to, a girl's come up to me and she said, oh, you run the throws. And I actually hate when people do this. Not like, this is nothing bad towards the girls, lovely girls, but I think since leaving Run the Throws, I just feel like shame, because it's like, oh, you've clocked me as Run the Throws. I don't look like the Run the Throws that you used to pose. Like, I've bigged my back, and my belly's bellying. Like, I just felt like, oh my God, I've been made. Like, the jig is up type of thing. So we're having a lovely conversation, lovely girl, but I did feel really like, like uncomfortable. Cool. Fast forward now, so that happened on the first day. On the last day, yeah, this is when, let me say something. God will find you where you're at. You actually cannot run. You cannot escape. God will find you. So don't remember, this is the last night in Ibiza. I'm at the bar. I mean, like, shots are being ordered. I didn't know what's happening, but like, there's just drinks coming, and I'm with my girl, and her friend comes over. So like, so we've been introduced now. So she's like, oh, hi, I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm Rose. And she, like, in conversation, she asked, oh, are you running for Rose? Obviously, I'm like, oh, for goodness sake, again, every day. I can't just enjoy the night. Like, why is Running for Rose coming up in conversation? And don't forget, I have not posted on Running for Rose since 2022. I think even January, or 2021, I don't know. So for me, it's like, this is such a throwback to me. This literally feels like such a throwback. So I'm like, yeah, and she's like, oh, you know, she liked my brand, whatever. I'm like, oh, thank you. And she's like, oh, why did you stop? And I'm like, oh girl, sis, I put on weight. Like, I'm kind of even just doing the whole like, oh, look at me, I put on weight. Like, do you know what I mean? And she's just like looking at me, she's just like, you know, I have a group chat with 45 women from my church, and we follow your guide. So I'm like, huh? And honestly, when she said your guide, I know that I have not posted in over a year. I know that I haven't released anything in probably 2 years. So when she's saying that I'm following like a guide, I'm thinking, the last guide I think I made was 2020. So I'm just, you know, when you're even thinking, she's definitely getting me confused with somebody else, because there's nothing I'm doing like at the moment. So I'm like, oh, but you know when you feel like someone's got you confused with someone else, but you don't want to embarrass them. So I was just like, oh, like, clearly I'm not a good actress, because she was just like, you don't believe me. Sorry guys, I'm like coming from a cough, so yeah. She's like, you don't believe me? So I'm like, I'm just looking at her, going, girl, let's wrap it up. Let's wrap up this conversation, because the shots are coming, and I just don't want to think about like career, Run the Throws, anything like that right now. I'm trying to have a good time. She goes on her phone, she goes on her files, and she searches RWR, and my guide comes up, and she's scrolling through my guide and showing me my own guide that I created when I was living at my parents' house. At this point, guys, the tears that just came down, when thinking about it, it's actually quite emotional. And like, because we're by the bar and we're actually trying to have a good time, I'm literally trying to like lean back so that my tears are not like falling like proper on me. But I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, 45 women in my church, group chat, we follow your guide. I can't remember if she was saying we followed or we currently follow. I can't remember, but either way, I was just overwhelmed, guys, because I did not know that the things I had put out, the things that I was doing, had reached people. So she's just like to me. So she's asking me again, like, why have I stopped? Obviously, I've repeated myself, and she's just like, don't let the enemy make you feel like, things that God has assigned to you, or like your purpose, that you're not fit to do it, or you're not able to do it. Like, she's literally now like basically prophesizing over me in the club whilst I'm waiting for shots. And in that moment, everything that I told you guys prior to this started to click. Like, I just started to remember, that's why, like, when everything starts to, and I'm just like, wow, because God found me at the bar in Ibiza, and after that, I just felt so overwhelmed. I just felt so like, okay, cool, like, this is what you're saying, like, fine, come back to the UK. And the truth is, guys, it wasn't like, oh, yeah, I've got the spiritual awakening, I'm happy, yeah, let's go. The truth is, I was really low. I was actually low for probably about like 2-3 days. I was quite low because I just didn't know why, and it was like I didn't want to do it. That's the truth. Like, just because God has said something to you doesn't mean that it's like, okay, God said it, I've got to do it. Yeah, you have to do it, but I was going through the stage where I didn't want to. And also, I'm very much, remember I told you about my pride and my ego? A lot of that is fueled by the fact that I'm someone who's quite good at like strategy and planning and thinking like logistically about how to do things. So for me, I'm thinking this doesn't make sense, because I'm thinking, God, can I just lose the weight then come and do this? Do you get what I mean? Because that would make more sense. But God's like, no, show up as you, go as you, post as you. There doesn't have to be any challenges. You don't have to be releasing any products or anything. Just show up as you and help other women. But I'm just thinking, how can I help them when I need help? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, why am I in it? Like, and also I'm thinking there's actually girls out there who are really good in this fitness stuff and they know what they're talking about. They live their raps. Let them come and talk. Do you get what I mean? God is telling me to do it. I'm like, oh God. But when I tell you guys, I had this, the reason why I'm recording is because this like whole exchange of me recording and uploading has been on my mind since I got back. I have not settled. I could literally be sitting there and the thought is that God is just constantly telling me, to the point that it's actually annoying. Like, I feel like I'm literally, it's a hostage situation. I've got no other choice but to upload. And I don't know, this video is not even like to encourage people in the sense of like, yeah, just get back on it, because the truth is, it's hard. And I think this is more so just showing you that the whole obedience journey is not this pretty, angelic, the heavens have spoken, you walk slowly and then you just walk into your purpose. No, it's hard, it's difficult. Like, this is really outside my comfort zone. Like I said, I would much rather do this privately than come back, as opposed to have to do this publicly. I don't necessarily know what this is to do. I don't know how this is going to help anyone. I don't know. I've just been taught to do it, so I'm just doing it. But this is really, really difficult. And I think the only thing I can say that I guess I can like look back at is like, when you can try and ignore God, you can run away from God, you can try and take as many tequila shots as you want to even not hear the voice of God, but God will find you. Because that night I was very, very waved, and that is, if there's anything I remember of that night, it was that. And I just feel like, yeah, God wanted me to speak on this. I'm here to speak on it. And yeah, I just really feel like I just don't really feel like I can provide value to anyone because of the fact that I'm a beginner all over again. However, I'm just trusting God that He wants to use me for His will. It's not about me, it's not about what I want, and it's His will. So I'm just trying to comply, you know, and do what I gotta do. That's the truth. That's actually the truth. So yeah, guys, this is yeah, like I said, this is very uncomfortable for me. But you know, the thing is, I do serve a God who, you know, helps us grow in seasons of discomfort. So I mean, it kind of does make sense. But yeah, I think I've really like really realized that like the way I work, the way I think, the way I would do things, which seem logical, um, will always be the complete opposite of God, because God doesn't follow our patterns of the world. He doesn't subscribe to our ways of thinking, and He's going to do things as He sees fit. So here I am again. This is not like a welcome back, I'm back again, let's go for it, we've got a challenge coming up. No, the truth is, I'm just going to show you guys what I'm doing. I'm going to show you guys, I don't know, what maybe what I have for breakfast, what I'm doing in the gym, how I'm feeling. I think I want to do more talking. I'm feeling led to talk more than here's a hit workout or here's a low calorie meal. I'm feeling more led to talk on these topics around like the mental side of this all. You know, I am a mental health professional, so that is my bag. And just trying to like, yeah, bring that conversation into it. That's what I'm feeling more led to do. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Like I said, the truth is, I feel like I'm recording under duress. But I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope there's something you've learned from it. I mean, honestly, at this point, I hope there is, because something gotta give. I didn't even want to do this. So I hope this is something that that's benefited you. And yeah, I'm not gonna ghost you guys again. That was quite rude of me. Apologies. Hope you guys can forgive me for that. Yeah, so I look forward to, I guess, seeing you on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I mean, those are the 3 things I'm going to use. And yeah, let's just see. Let's see what God has in store. Let God surprise me. But yeah, I wish you all a good rest of the week. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, because at this point I'm probably gonna have to do another video because somebody said I gotta do it. So but yeah, thanks for watching guys, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.